where he forgot the names of people in his cabinet and generally dissembled as he seemed feeble and addled.
And hundreds of millions of dollars advertising how bad drugs are so that kids don't use them, that they chew up your brain, they destroy your teeth, your skin, your everything.
Pour, as Donald Trump is saying, hundreds of millions of dollars into just saying to kids, drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Genius. As we know, we have lots of evidence that that works.
David Pakman just exposed Mango Mussolini on live TV, and Trump is throwing tantrums. Ever seen a president forget his own team? Trump's latest Miami mishap is like a game of Guess Who gone wrong. But wait, there's more. Our favorite orange turd thinks telling kids drugs are bad will solve the opioid crisis. Because why use evidence when you can just wing it, right?
Trump says, we're just gonna tell kids drugs are bad, okay? Trump insisting this is the plan.
Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Picture this, our favorite orange turd at a fancy Miami shindig, sweating more than a snowman in Florida. Why? He's playing an unintended game of Guess Who with his own cabinet. Poor Trumpy's trying to recall names like he's solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded while riding a unicycle. Talk about a memory malfunction. As the crowd watches, you can almost hear their collective thoughts. Will he remember anyone beyond that guy with the hair? Spoiler alert, he doesn't. Trump stumbles through names like a drunk elephant in a china shop. He mixes up Pompeo with Popeye and Mnuchin with Munchkin. It's like his brain's gone on vacation without leaving a forwarding address. But let's be real, folks. This isn't just a one-time oopsie. Trump's been forgetting names more often than he tweets.
Yesterday at a so-called investor conference in Miami, where he forgot the names of people in his cabinet.
It's like his brain's playing hide and seek with basic facts and losing every single time. The audience squirms as he fumbles through introductions, calling everyone a great guy to cover his tracks. It's his go-to move when his memory decides to take a coffee break. Now, let's explore the art of Trump's name forgetting. Is it strategy or senility? Maybe he's playing 4D chess, and we're all just too dumb to see it. Or maybe, just maybe, his brain cells are jumping ship faster than rats on the Titanic. Either way, it's a spectacle that would make even the most forgetful goldfish feel like a memory champion. Trump's memory lapses are becoming more frequent than his golf trips, and that's saying something. It's like his brain's been replaced with a magic 8 ball, but instead of giving answers, it just says, ask again later every time he tries to remember a name. You'd think with all that stable genius energy, he'd at least remember the people he hired and fired faster than a reality TV show host. But wait, there's more. Just when you think Trump's brain has gone completely AWOL, he pulls out a brilliant plan to solve America's drug problem. And by brilliant, I mean it's about as well thought out as using a sieve to bail out the Titanic. It's almost impressive how he can forget his own cabinet members' names, but still remember his half-baked ideas for national policy. Maybe he should start writing his plans on his hand. You know, like a certain other politician we all love to mock. As Trump continues his merry dance of forgetfulness, you can't help but wonder, is this the same guy who claimed he could ace a cognitive test? Maybe someone should remind him that person, woman, man, camera, TV isn't actually the solution to all of life's problems. At this rate, he might start introducing himself as that guy from The Apprentice because he can't remember his own name. Well, folks, it looks like our favorite orange turd is at it again, and this time he's taking us on a trip down memory lane. But don't worry, it's not because he's finally remembered where he left his marbles. No, Trump's got a brand new plan to solve America's drug problem, and it's so cutting edge, it might as well be from the Stone Age. Picture this, Trump in all his spray-tanned glory, standing at a podium and proclaiming, drugs are bad, McKay. That's right, our stable genius has stumbled upon the groundbreaking idea of just telling kids not to do drugs. Revolutionary stuff, right? It's like he's channeling his inner Nancy Reagan, complete with the outdated hairstyle. But wait, there's more. Grumpy Trumpy wants to invest hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising to spread this earth-shattering message, because nothing says fiscal responsibility like throwing a boatload of cash at a strategy that's about as effective as using a sieve to bail out the Titanic. Experts are scratching their heads so hard they might need hair plugs soon. They're wondering if Trump's been living under a rock since the 80s, or if he's just been too busy watching reruns of Miami Vice to notice that the world has moved on. You see, the original Just Say No campaign, launched by Nancy Reagan, was based on the idea that simple messaging could deter drug use. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. But don't tell that to Trump. He's insisting this plan will work better than sliced bread, because who needs evidence-based policies when you can just rehash old failures?
Pour, as Donald Trump is saying, hundreds of millions of dollars into just saying to kids, drugs are bad.
It's like he's trying to make America great again by making it 1985 again. Let's break down the numbers, shall we? Trump wants to spend millions on this Just Say No 2.0 campaign. That's millions of taxpayer dollars that could be spent on, oh, I don't know, actual drug prevention programs that work. Or maybe fixing the potholes that are deeper than Trump's understanding of complex issues. When it comes to tackling the drug crisis, Trump's policy is about as effective as bringing a spoon to a gunfight. While experts are talking about comprehensive drug education, prevention strategies, and addressing the root causes of addiction, Trump's over here thinking we can solve it all with a catchy slogan and some TV ads. It's like he's trying to put out a forest fire with a water pistol. But hey, let's give credit where credit is due. Trump's nostalgic trip down memory lane is impressive. It takes real talent to ignore decades of research and failed policies. It's like he's got a superpower for selective amnesia. Maybe that's why he can't remember his own cabinet members. Can you imagine Trump's ideal anti-drug ad? Picture this: a stern-looking Trump, is there any other kind, staring directly into the camera, his hair defying gravity as usual, saying, drugs bad, Trump good, the end.
Literally dissembled as he seemed feeble and addled, certainly low energy.
Cut to an eagle shedding a single tear as it soars over Mount Rushmore, with Trump's face hastily carved in, of course. The truly alarming thing about all this isn't just that Trump's approach to drug policy is more simplistic than his vocabulary. It's that it shows how he approaches all complex issues. Got a problem? Just throw money at it and hope it goes away. It's like watching a toddler try to solve a Rubik's Cube by eating it. Alright folks, grab your calculators and put on your time traveling pants, because Donnie Diapers is about to take us on a wild ride through the Social Security system. Apparently, our favorite orange turd has discovered a shocking scandal that would make even Marty McFly's head spin. According to Trump, there are millions of people over 150 years old cashing in on Social Security checks. That's right, millions. I guess all those centenarians in Florida were just the tip of the iceberg.
About millions of people older than 150 receiving fraudulent Social Security payments.
Trump claims there are 3.5 million people from the 140 to 149 years old, and 1.3 million people are on Social Security from the age 150 to 159. Wow, who knew the Fountain of Youth was actually a government benefits program? But hold on to your dentures, because it gets even better. Trump insists there are over 130,000 people listed as being on Social Security over the age of 160. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to think Trump's been watching too many vampire movies. Maybe he thinks Edward Cullen is collecting a monthly check.
When will we get proof that people aged that a million people age 160 are getting payments? The answer is never, because it's not happening.
The cherry on top of this senile sundae: Trump claims there's one person who's 360 years old receiving benefits. 360. I guess Paul Revere's midnight ride was actually to the Social Security office.
3.5 million people from the age 140 to 149 years old. 1.3 million people.
Maybe this super senior was best buds with George Washington and decided to stick around to see how the whole America thing turned out.
Which is approximately 110 years older than our country.
That's going to be really difficult to believe.
Now, I know what you're thinking. No. But wait, didn't Social Security start in the 1930s? How could someone born in the 1660s be collecting benefits? Well, congratulations. You've already put more thought into this than the President of the United States. It's almost like Trump's understanding of history is as fuzzy as his memory of which country his wife is from.
And over 130,000 people are on Social Security over the age of 160 years old, okay?
Right.
Let's break down these numbers for a second. If Trump's right, there are more impossibly old people in America than there are alligators in Florida. I'm picturing nursing homes filled with seniors who remember the Revolutionary War firsthand. Back in my day, we didn't have Twitter. We had to trash talk the British face to face.
They could go, look, here's 1,000 people who would be 220 years old. Okay, but do you have proof they're getting Social Security money right now? I believe we will never get that.
Of course, there's a tiny little detail Trump seems to have missed. You know, just a minor thing called reality. Experts point out that there's a big difference between having old records of individuals and those people actually receiving payments. It's like how Trump has a record of being a successful businessman, but in reality, well, you know how that turned out. The Social Security Administration might have some dusty old files on people who would be over 160 today, but that doesn't mean Betty White's great-great-great-grandmother is still cashing checks. It's almost as if Trump doesn't understand how record-keeping works. Shocking, I know. But here's the million-dollar question. Is Trump genuinely confused, or is he just stirring the pot? Is this a case of dementia or just his usual brand of alternative facts? Either way, it's clear that Trump's grasp on reality is about as firm as his grasp on proper grammar. Watching Trump spout these facts to a crowd is like watching a toddler try to explain quantum physics. You can almost see the secondhand embarrassment radiating from the audience. It's that same look people get when their drunk uncle starts ranting at Thanksgiving dinner.
Having people who, if alive, would be 160 years old on some list, and those people receiving payments.
All right, folks, if you thought Trump's Social Security math was bad, wait until you see his geography skills. Remember in school when the teacher would ask, "Where is Ukraine?" And there was always that one kid who pointed to Australia? Well, imagine that kid grew up to be president. Now, let's watch as Trump tries to navigate the complex waters of international politics with all the grace of a bull in a china shop. Our favorite orange turd is at it again, this time turning his laser-like focus, and by laser-like, we mean more like a drunk firefly, on Ukraine's President Zelensky. Trump, in his infinite wisdom, has decided that Zelensky needs to move faster, or he won't have a country left. Because apparently in Trump's world, running a country at war is just like an episode of The Amazing Race. But hold on to your globes, folks, because Grumpy Trumpy's about to take us on a wild ride through his personal atlas. In Trump's version of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Zrania Zelensky isn't just the president of Ukraine, he's a dictator. That's right, according to Trump, winning an election with over 73% of the vote makes you a dictator. Who knew democracy could be so dictatory? It's like Trump's playing a game of pin the label on the leader. Democratically elected president, dictator, actual authoritarian who invades neighboring countries. Great guy, very stable genius. It's enough to make you wonder if Trump's been getting his news from a magic 8-ball or maybe just making it up as he goes along. Spoiler alert, it's probably the latter.
And the record topper, there is one person on Social Security who's 360 years old.
But let's not be too hard on old Donnie Diapers. After all, understanding global politics is hard when your knowledge of the world is about as deep as a puddle in the Sahara. Trump's foreign policy statements often lack depth and understanding, suggesting that his grasp on international relations is shakier than a Jenga tower in an earthquake. It's like he's trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while wearing oven mitts. Entertaining to watch, but not exactly effective. The irony of Trump calling anyone else a dictator is richer than his gold-plated toilet. It's like the pot calling the kettle orange. This is the same guy who praised actual authoritarian leaders while criticizing democratically elected officials. In Trump's ideal world map, Russia's bigger, Ukraine's smaller, and there's a Trump Tower on every continent. Maybe that's why he's so confused. He can't find Ukraine on the map because it's covered by a miniature gold-plated skyscraper. But here's the kicker, folks. Trump's geographical gaffes aren't just funny, they're a scary insight into his worldview. His comments reflect a broader pattern of praising authoritarian leaders while criticizing democratically elected officials. It's like he's playing favorites in a game of dictator or Democrat, and he always seems to pick the wrong team. Well, folks, it looks like Trump's Miami mishap is the gift that keeps on giving. Our favorite orange turd managed to turn a fancy shindig into a comedy of errors that's got everyone wondering if this is really what making America great looks like. as public perception of Trump's competence takes a nosedive faster than his approval ratings. Even his supporters are starting to scratch their heads. It's like watching a clown trying to juggle chainsaws while riding a unicycle. Entertaining, sure, but maybe not the best choice for running a country. And let's not forget the power of political satire, folks. Those late-night comedians aren't just cracking jokes for fun. They're actually shaping voter opinions. Every time Trump fumbles through a speech like a bull in a verbal china shop, the comedians sharpen their wit and the voters sharpen their doubts. So as Grumpy Trumpy continues his gaff-tastic tour, we're left wondering, is he telling the jokes or is he becoming the punchline of American democracy? Either way, it's a comedy special we can't seem to turn off, even if we wanted to.